so let's address the obvious. This is a celebration of AAPI women leaders. AAPI women leaders, and yet somehow we're starting the program with two guys, right over here.
Some nerve.
Yeah,
I don't know, it takes two Jasons that are men to make at least one woman here. Just
I know, but listen, don't worry, we're fully aware we are just the opening act. The real stars of the show are the incredible women we're here to celebrate tonight. So my name is Jason Chan. Can I get everyone's attention, please? We have a very, very short program, and I promise we'll take you back to networking. My name is Jason Chan. I am chair of the California API Legislative Caucus Institute. Thank you very much. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's celebration of AAPI women state officials. We are here tonight to uplift the voices and leadership of AAPI women across California. Women who not only are shaping policy, but redefining what leadership looks like in our state. So at the Institute, we are deeply committed to building a pipeline of AAPI leaders in public service, and tonight is a powerful reflection of that mission, seeing so many women who you're gonna meet tonight at the forefront of change, representation, and public impact. So I wanna take a moment and just quickly recognize Assemblymember Jessica Pelosa. Assemblymember Jessica Khydeeja, a rising star in the legislature and one of tonight's honorees. This beautiful evening would not have happened without her. So thank you, Assemblymember Khydeeja. To all of tonight's honorees and AAPI women leaders, I want to thank you. Your work is changing California, and you are opening doors and shaping narratives and moving us forward. I also want to take a moment and just recognize women leaders in the corporate sector. Look no further than AT&T. Susan Santana is here. Where is Susan? She's back there somewhere. I want to thank her and AT&T and all of our partners for supporters and friends, and thank you for being here tonight. Now, I get to introduce the better, younger, newer, improved Jason Paguio, who is the chair of the California Commission on AAPI Affairs. Jason Paguio.
very generous. I will take it. As some of you maybe heard the comment that, of course, say the obvious that there are two men here, also named Jason. We equal one woman, I would think, in terms of our work. But I do want to say I'm thankful for to be chair. It's a huge honor of the California Commission on Asian Pacific Outer American Affairs. We advocate and represent the interests of over 6 million AAPI folks in the state of California. I know that we have two of our commissioners here. We have Commissioner Rajan Gill, who's one of our longest serving commissioners, and also Commissioner Dr. David Yee as well. So thank you for the commission's support and being here and all the work that we do. And for my day job, serve as the president and CEO of the Asian Business Association. One of our board members is here, a huge supporter. We have Travis Kyoto from East West Bank. Thank you, Travis, for the support. Had it not been for, I think, the foundation and the ABA and the work I do with them would not give me the opportunity to have my primary job with the commission to support great events like this. And echo Jason Chan's sentiment with Assemblymember Jessica Khydeeja and her monumental win and her support for bringing this event together, spearheading this, not just the having an API women, but the first Filipina serving in the state legislature, but also somebody that is the first API serving in representing the city of LA in the legislature. So thank you to Jessica for all your support, and we're going to
Yeah.
So with that, just want to give a huge thank you and celebrate this event. And now I'd like to bring it to our executive director for the commission, somebody that was a fantastic hire for us, somebody that's helped us build our capacity. The commission is now the nation's largest state API commission, which is monumental for us. We obviously have huge partners throughout the nation. but to be able to advocate for the over 6 million APIs, we need a strong staff, we need a strong support, commissioners, and with that, I'd like to bring up Khydeeja.
Thank you. If he looks through, why? Thank you. Thank you for stepping aside, men, and letting men lead the way for this appropriate event. Thank you so much. I'm just super grateful for our chair, Jason Paguio, for his leadership and partnership. We have grown in the past few years because of his leadership. So thank you so much, Mr. Chair. So I'm going to be your MC for tonight. Good evening, everyone. This room is hot, but it's popping. On behalf of our co-hosts for today's events, California API Legislative Caucus, the California Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander American Affairs, Asian Business Association Foundation, and the California API Legislative Caucus Institute. Welcome. I also want to acknowledge that this month we are celebrating several cultures within the API community. To all who are celebrating, Happy Chamorro Heritage Month, Happy Persian New Year, and Ramadan Mubarak. And of course, Happy Women's History Month, everyone! Tonight we gather to celebrate the incredible achievements of Asian and Pacific Islander women, state officials. And if I can please have everyone quiet down. Thank you so much. They are trailblazers who have broken barriers, uplifted communities, and paved the way for future generations. Women's History Month is a time to honor the courage, resilience, and leadership of women throughout history. And right here in California, we are witnessing history in the making as we have the largest class of API women electeds and appointees in state government. While we celebrate these milestones, we must also acknowledge the ongoing challenges in representation, leadership, and economic equity. Tonight is about recognizing the progress we have made and celebrating those who are paving the way for so many of us. We are thrilled to have so many distinguished guests and allies and community leaders with us tonight. Thank you for joining us in this important celebration. If I'm calling your name, if you can step up so we can see you all and acknowledge you and celebrate you. If I'm not mistaken, we have joined by the Speaker of the California State Assembly, Robert Rivas. Is he in the room? If you are, please come up. Thank you so much for joining us. Is he here? No, not yet. Okay. Not yet. Okay. We will give him his due when he comes here. But I also want to acknowledge Majority Leader and Chair of the Women's Caucus, Assemblywoman Cecilia Aguacari. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thanks. We also want to recognize, we have amazing elected officials here. I want to say I may miss folks because you all are trickling in, but I see Assemblymember Bonta, she's in the room. Assemblywoman Tasha Boren. I'm sorry, Bird. Thank you so much for being here. Who else is in the room? Please come up. If you're an elected official, please come up. Oh, yes. You are the honoree. If I'm missing you and you're not the honoree, just please come up because people want to acknowledge you. And thank you so much for being here and for your support. We're also joined here by, if I'm not mistaken, folks who have paved the way for us. Millie Tong. Yeah. Is she in the room? Oh, not here. Okay. Mona Pascal Rogers. She's as Canadian Secretary for Governor Newsom and Governor Brown, and also served as acting Lieutenant Governor. To all our state elected officials, if I don't see you and if I've not acknowledged you, my apologies, but thank you so much for being here today. We also want to extend our gratitude to our event sponsors, and we're going to hear from one of them. Wine Institute, Reyes Coca-Cola Bottling, and of course, the Southern California Edison is one of our stock sponsors today. Carolyn Choi is here with us tonight. Thank you so much for being here. She is an Executive Vice President of Public Policy and Corporate Affairs at Southern California Edison, and in her own right, breaking glass ceiling. Caroline is a prominent API executive in the Fortune 500 company, and we would love to hear from you, Caroline. If you could step up, please.
I just want to say, thank you so much for coming tonight. It's great to see the energy in this room and really to celebrate the amazing women and their accomplishments during Women's History Month. Edison, one of the great things about the company when I joined 13 years ago, was its focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which since January the 20th has, gotten, I think, a bad route. And at the company, we continue to see that as core to the ability to get our work done, to serve our 50,000 square miles, the 5 million customers that we have. And so, I just want to say that we believe and continue to believe in focus in on bringing that diverse skills and experiences to our company, and look forward to working with so many of you. I see partners in the room already, and look forward to working with others in our service to our customers. So thank you so much for being here tonight. We're so glad to be a sponsor.
Okay, back to, I also want to acknowledge now that he's in the room, thank you so much. Speaker of the California State Assembly, Robert Rivas, he's here. Thank you. Under his leadership, we saw a highest number of API women elected in the Assembly. He also happens to be my first boss, as he gave me my first opportunity in the legislature. Thank you for your unwavering support. Your leadership continues to uplift and empower communities across California, and we're so grateful that you're here with us today. So as we celebrate the leadership of API women in state government, it is crucial to also acknowledge the disparities that persist. I want to thank California Budget Center for working with us to disaggregate some of their data, which highlights the challenges of API women face in wage gaps and leadership representation in California. Very quickly, API women account for about 8% of total population, but only make up 3% of state representatives. Compared to other women, their makeup of the state representation is equivalent to their population. Pacific Islander women earn 56 cents on every dollar white men make. Combining the API group would not be able to highlight the difference between wages for Pacific Islander women. That's why the Commission really want to make sure we support policies that disaggregate data. By honoring the achievements of API women state officials tonight, we recognize the barriers they have overcome and ensure that we support them to be successful so they can be our voice when discussions do get made. Now, I am proud to introduce my co-host for today's event, Assemblymember Mike Fong, Chairman of the California API Legislative Caucus and Chair of the Higher Education Committee. He is a gem of a human who genuinely cares about bringing people together for greater good. Please help me welcome Assemblymember Mike Fong.
Good evening. How's everyone doing out here tonight? Thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here today to uplift our tremendous Asian American women legislators, our 2 cabinet secretaries and senior advisors to the governor, and to our treasurer Fiona Ma, and to our speaker, to my legislative colleagues, to all the community leaders gathered here today. Thank you so much. Let's give a big congratulations to Senator Jessica Caloza, as well as our first female elected to the California Legislature. And to all our co-sponsors, the California API Legislative Caucus Institute, the California Commission on API American Affairs, the Asian Business Association Foundation, and to everyone here today, we're so grateful for your support and for your leadership to uplift the amazing Asian American Pacific women serving the great state of California. And it was just a few years ago when we had 0 women members of our API caucus. And today there are 5. Historic high. Let's pick up the effort. All of them momentarily. Let's give it up for all our legislators. And women are leading the way in our state capitol. And their tremendous leadership. We're so grateful for everything you do to uplift trailblazing API women in our diverse communities here in California. We celebrate their achievements tonight, and we celebrate their leadership today and every day. And I'm grateful to our Majority Leader for joining us here today as our speaker, to our legislative colleagues, Assemblymember and Carl, you're going to hear from our Asian American women soon. To all the women leaders in this room, it's an honor to serve with you. Thank you for your service and leadership, and thank you for everything you do for California. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, Assemblyman Mike Fong, for your leadership. Now, it is my great honor to recognize the remarkable API women elected officials and those serving in the state government. They are the first in their own right, certainly not the last, and paving the way for so many of us. Our first honoree. So if you're an honoree, I know it's hot. Just bear with us. That's gonna be it. Our first honoree, of course, Treasurer Fiona Ma. She was the highest ranking elected API official in the state. She was also the first Asian American woman to serve as California Assembly Speaker pro tem. She is the first woman of color and the first woman CPA elected to this position. She was elected with the highest votes. So please help me welcome our honoree, Treasurer Fiona Ma.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the women, finally. You know, a couple of years ago, there were no women in the legislature, and so they brought me back. So I was part of the API caucus, even though I was not in the legislature. But I just have to say, we stand on the shoulder of others. You know, had it not been for one of my mentors, Shiro's, Mona Pascal. Where's Mona? I remember when she was lieutenant governor and I walked into her office, I was like, oh my God, Mona, like, I never thought I would run for a statewide office. I never thought I could do it. But seeing Mona in the office gave me that confidence. And hopefully we will see many more women running for constitutional offices and maybe one of these days, governor of the state of California.
Thank you, Treasurer, and we all look up to you.
Yeah.
Next up, I'm going to welcome 3 of our elected officials. Let me welcome the 3 next API women leaders who were elected in 2022. Senator Dr. Wahab. Assemblywoman Stephanie Wen. And Assemblywoman Dr. Jasmeet Baines. So a few words about each.
Go back and forth.
About each. Senator Dr. Wahab is the first African American and first Muslim elected to the legislature. She's also Assistant Majority Leader for the Senate and Senate Vice Chair of API Legislative Caucus. She has an incredible personal story. She is resilient. Her and her family have faced tough challenges, but she persevered. This is why I admire her, so please help me welcome Senator Dr. Wahab.
Thank you guys. I really just appreciate this. I want to thank Jessica for having this idea. I do agree with our State Treasurer Fiona Ma. We do stand on the shoulders of giants. I personally really respect Fiona and all the work that she's done to not only help the Asian community, but also uplift people that want to get into these roles, right? We see so many young people right now that are in this audience that would only be here with people kind of lifting them up and telling them about this and much more. I will say, as a minority amongst minorities, as an Asian, individual, and as an Afghan American, oftentimes our history and our voice is largely invisible, right? And we do have to take up space. We do have to talk about our personal experiences, and we also have to acknowledge our history and our culture, right? I was told very early on when I ran for city council, don't say you're Afghan, don't say you're Muslim, don't say any of this. And I said that if you're able to say you're Irish American or Italian American or Catholic American, you should also be able to say that you're an Afghan American or anything else. So again, I really, really appreciate this. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. So many people depend on these opportunities to see people that look like them, that can actually be in these roles, and we also have to do more to make sure that we are uplifting everyone. So thank you.
Thank you to Already Senator Dr. Howe. Next up, I would love to introduce Assemblywoman Stephanie Nguyen. She is the first Vietnamese woman in API woman elected to the greater Sacramento region. She's also breaking barriers. She is also the vice chair of the API Legislative Caucus. She happens to be my assembly member as well. She served as the executive director of Asian Resources, Inc., serving underserved communities, and that's her passion. Please help me welcome Assemblywoman Nguyen.
Thank you. I will say and echo what Dr. Wahab said, and that was, I don't think any of us thought we'd ever be here. I don't think any of us ever woke up saying that we're going to run for office, local office, let alone state office. And the fact that we're here means that we definitely are leading the way. But I will say this, that for the first time ever, we have Afghan American women in this legislature. For the first time ever. For the first time ever, we have a Filipina in the state legislature. Right? For the first time ever in the history of California, we have a Vietnamese Democrat elected to the legislature as well too. So these last couple of years, we've broken so many barriers. We can do so much more. And in the words of our majority leader, because it is Women's History Month, women get shit done.
Yes, we do. And yes, we can. Thank you, Assemblywoman Nguyen. Now to my next honoree, Assemblywoman Dr. Baines. She is the first Sikh and South Asian woman elected to the legislature. What I know is that she works incredibly hard as a legislator and as a physician in her community. She works in the front lines that our state has faced, including COVID-19 and the wildfires. Please help me welcome Assemblywoman Dr. Baines.
Well, first of all, a big shout out to Khydeeja for all her work on the API Commission. Shout out to so many amazing women in the room. We can't be here if it wasn't for the support in this room. So thank you to every single person that reached out to me, heard about me running. And as everyone said up here, this was not something that we envisioned, but when they say that you can't be what you can't see, that's not true because we broke that. You can be it. And we have to send that message out. And I want to put a big shout out to my dad right there with the camera. In the Asian community and the culture, especially in the Indian community, it took so long for Indian women to make it to the table. there has been so much disparity when it comes to being an Indian woman. The legislature has not even heard the voice of an Indian woman until I came. I'm glad Darshna joins me at the table now, and I'm really excited to welcome a new voice to the table. Not just that, but a representation that desperately needs to be here. And I need your guys' help right now. I'm gonna put a plea out to you guys. Find those communities that don't have representation and bring it to us. Bring it to the API community, the API Commission, our chair, Mike Fong back there, because we need every community to have representation. We need you all to help identify the next round of leaders and make sure that every community has representation, because at the end of the day, every community needs it and deserves to be at this table. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those words. If I can just have you guys stay fair, because we're gonna group picture, yes, afterwards. So up next are new members, newbies on the block, but they're getting shit done. Our newest class elected in 2024, Assemblywoman Jessica Calosa, and Dr. Patel. A little bit about Assemblywoman Calosa. She is the first Filipina woman elected to the state legislature. Woo! Yes. Assemblywoman Calosa also serves on the leadership team of Speaker Rivas as the Assistant Majority Whip. As mentioned earlier, this event was really her idea. I cannot thank her enough for her leadership and all that she's bringing to this legislature and to this community. It is just pretty awesome to see that half of the legislative caucus is consisted of API women now. It's pretty awesome. So please help me welcome Assemblywoman Jessica Calosa.
Hi everybody. You guys hot? Are you guys full? It's hot in here. But for really good reason, because the room is packed. I'm so excited to be here, really to uplift all of the Asian American women and Pacific Islander women who are here in Sacramento, not just behind me, but the Asian American and Pacific Islander women in front of me. I'm really proud to be elected to District 52, which includes Northeast LA, East LA, and Glendale, includes the Dodger Stadium, go Dodgers. Sorry, I just had to do that. But you already heard that representation is important. And more importantly, that representation, it takes a village to get one of us up here. And first, let me just thank every single person who was a part of my journey, all of our journeys, because it took all of you and so much more to get even one of us elected, let alone 5. So let's give all of you a round of applause, because I know you put some blood, sweat, and tears in all of our campaigns and journeys. But really my message is simple, is just to echo what everyone's already said. If you are a staffer in the room, if you're somebody in the public sector, in the private sector, really we want to see our numbers grow. We really want to see our numbers grow. And you know, it takes hearing it not just once, twice, but probably 5 or more times. So if you are an Asian American, especially if you're an Asian American woman, I hope that we plant the seed today that you run for office in the near future. I hope that you seek local office, state office, federal office, because we definitely need it there. But more importantly, I hope that you all get involved. And really, the reason why we wanted to host this again today, I know everyone's thanking me, but I didn't do this alone. The Institute and Sonia and her team did a lot of work. We have Khydeeja and the commission and her entire team did a lot of work. Team Calosa is here from my staff. Everyone here wave. Did a lot of work, as well as a lot of staff from a lot of our API caucus members. But really, we wanted to bring a sense of solidarity to our AAPI community in Sacramento, because we can't just wait to do these when we have major milestones. We have to meet outside of big events. We need to have meetings and tough conversations so that we can continue to organize our community and make meaningful progress in representation and also in policy and legislation. And so my parting words is that my door is open to you. If you want to come meet with me and your team to work together on real issues, please reach out, because that's what we're here to do, is to get things done. And we're here to get things done together. So thank you, everybody.
Next up, it's my personal privilege to introduce Assemblywoman Dr. Patel. She's the first Hindu American woman elected to the legislature. She's also the first. And I'm so proud to say that I've gotten to know her as she serves on our API commission, and I've got to work with her, and she's such an incredible partner, and I cannot wait to see what she's going to be doing in the legislature. So please help me welcome Assemblywoman Dr. Patel.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. It is quite an interesting thing to stand here before you when I'm just beginning. Just beginning as an assembly member here in the legislature, but not beginning as a representative to the community. So before I begin with my remarks, I really want to do a shout out to Fiona, State Treasurer Fiona. In those early days when I was running for office, she supported me. She was one of my earliest and strongest supporters in the API community, and I will never forget it. It was amazing. This is what we mean by uplifting others. I have women in this room that stood behind me every step of the way. Assemblymember Berner was another one that was just making sure that I had everything I needed to get here, because this is what happens. When women step up, especially from marginalized communities, we don't know where our support is going to come from. The support is not a guarantee. And so like my colleagues up here said before me, when you see people running for office, reach out to them. When there's a voice missing at the table, help find that voice and make sure it's there. I had my roots in the community. I was part of our San Diego API Coalition, and from there I went on to be part of the State Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander American Affairs. So it's with that background and experience that I come here as a representative of the API community, and I'm thrilled and excited to do some groundbreaking work, especially, again, inspired by our new secretary here for the governor's office, for looking at demographics and how we're using demographics and making sure we have the data necessary to ensure that our policies are effective. I can't say enough that we are inspired by the community work that we do, and that means that all of you, no matter what level of community service you're involved in, it's critical. So use your voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assemblywoman Dr. Patel. Now, on to our appointees we're honoring today. First up, Amy Tong. She is the senior counselor to the governor, the longest serving API Women Cabinet Secretary in California. In her past immediate goal, she ran one of the largest, is it the largest or one of the largest? Largest, okay. State agencies in California. I've had the pleasure of working with her personally. She is very inclusive, and I'm personally grateful for what she has done for the commission. Please help me welcome Amy Tong.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here, and I know that this room is getting very, very warm, and we have many great speakers to talk about all this energy and passion and ability to get shit done, right? So I'm going to keep my remarks really, really short. I'll take it to more of it from a personal lens. Women, in many cases, also known as the caretaker of the family, the rock that holds, the friends and the family, together. So my call out to you is, on top of, doing amazing work that you all are doing in the room, changing the world, please take care of yourself as well. And for those of us that over 50 now, raise your hand. Maybe I should call it out, but for those of us that are over 50, we do need to make sure a work-life balance. Take care of yourself so you can bring the best of yourself to the community that we serve. So with that, thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Last but not least, Nani Colorado. We are so pleased to welcome her back to California as the governor's new cabinet secretary. She is the first Filipina woman to serve in this role. She has also broken barriers at the federal level and now doing so at the state level. Most recently, she served as President Joe Biden's Deputy Director of Office of Management and Budget. So please help me welcome and recognize Nani Colorado. Okay, I'll be super short because I'm last. Thank you for welcoming me here. I think it is super fitting that we are here on Equal Pay Day. Okay, so I actually had to look it up to make sure I get it right. Today is the day that the median woman worker in the United States makes the same amount, plus last year's earnings, as the median male worker did last year. That's what today is. So I think it's fitting we're doing this today. So thank you so much. I also want to just say I see a lot of old friends here. I've been gone for 15 years and it's just super great to be back. But what this reminds me about, I know both Jasons from different places. I know Khydeeja from before. I know Jessica. I know Fiona from the way, way back. I know Mona. And I'll just say, this matters. So if you are, and also including all the men who are here, this matters. Like the reason why I'm here is from everybody who supported me, no matter their gender, as I was coming up the line here. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Remember that you're all part of this network now. You're all part of my network now. And just thanks. Thanks for this. Yeah. Okay, so this almost is the end of our event. If I can have all the elected officials and our sponsors come towards the podium as we finish off. As we conclude this incredible evening, if you can bear to be here, you guys, we're almost done. Elected official, if you would please come to the front. We want to thank our sponsors, we want to thank our caterer, the Guam, Sons of Guam, thank you. We're going to take a picture with our honorees, and can I please have both places? Oh, we got to move the podium. Okay.